Episode 11, Choosing to Trust in the Universe.
Welcome to the Tuning into the Universe show, where self-help seekers tune into universal knowledge within and heal to create your fulfilling lifestyle. Now, here's your guide, Gabby Condi.
Hi, this is Gabby Condi. Thanks for joining me today. And today's episode, we're going to talk about trusting in the universe and trusting in yourself. This is a really important topic because if you're running around like a chicken with your head cut off, asking everyone else their opinion and not trusting in yourself, then you have an issue of trust with yourself. At some point in the past, you maybe made what you feel is a mistake, and now you don't trust yourself with your decisions. This happens quite often, that even the smallest decisions can make you feel like you don't trust yourself. But it's time to get back into where you're feeling good about your decisions again. And there's several different ways to do that. But today I'm going to talk about how to get out of that fear of not being confident in your decisions and starting to trust yourself so that you can make the right decisions and feel confident in them. And even if something goes wrong, if there's a challenge or some obstacle that comes up, you can easily be able to overcome that. And maybe you change direction, or maybe you stay in the same direction towards where you're headed. But maybe there's some other things that you have to do first, in order to feel more grounded and comfortable on that path. So let's talk about past decisions. So past decisions you may have made probably had a negative outcome, right? But really you want to shift your focus from seeing it as a negative outcome and something you don't want to happen again into something that you learn from, and you master your choices to where you will not let that happen again because you want something different. So from that past decision that you made, you learned that you don't want that again. So what is it that you do want? That's where you need to put the focus, because that's where you see whether or not that decision measures up to your expectation, which is that you don't want that negative outcome to happen again. You want this positive outcome to happen, which is likely the opposite of the negative outcome. So for instance, if you had a relationship where the person went out and cheated on you and it hurt very badly, then of course you don't want that to happen again. But your standard is not going to be for the next person. It's not going to be, you can't cheat on me, right? Because that's holding them to a negative expectation. Just because they won't cheat on you doesn't mean that they're really still a good fit for you in relationship. So instead of saying that, I want someone who doesn't cheat on me, what would you say instead? What is it that you really want? Well, how about I want a loving relationship where I feel supported by my partner and they talk to me about their feelings and issues that come up, where we have communication. And I feel like I know what they're thinking and how they're feeling about our relationship. There's no guesswork. I feel comfortable in the relationship and I feel securely attached to my partner. I feel like I'm secure in the relationship. And my partner expresses the same. And if they have needs or desires that they want, then they communicate that. Maybe I'm not spending enough time with them. Maybe, I'm not communicating as much as they feel like I need to. Maybe they want to go and do something with their friends one day. Something like that along the lines where you're communicating and not just holding someone to the expectation that they're not going to cheat. Because that's a really low-level expectation. It's not really saying exactly what you want from a relationship. So do you see the difference there? So as you look at these past relationships where whatever it was that happened in the past, you don't want to happen again, but you take a little step above that and figure out, okay, what do you really want in the relationship? That is the opposite of what happened in the past. And then it clears up your energy because you're not feeling like I have to find someone who doesn't cheat. Because likely, if you're coming from that place, you're going to find more people who are going to cheat. You're attracting what it is that you're focusing on. So instead of focusing on, I have to find someone who doesn't cheat, focus on, I want a loving, communicative relationship where I feel secure. And then you'll start attracting that. So it's a very different energy, as you can see, when you come from a different place, a different state of being and expressing what you want. When you're in that state of being and now you're expressing what you want, hopefully your energy has changed and you can feel more trusting of what you're putting out there to the universe, that will come back to you. And likely your actions will start to change too. You'll start to feel more confident in figuring out who has those qualities that you want and who doesn't, and where to really put your time and energy. Start to go out there and be in this different space of being and putting out there what it is that you want. Opportunities will start to happen, and you may have to make a decision at some point. Let's say that you're faced with another person who is a cheater in your life, but you've already developed a bond with them. And then you have to wonder if you're going to let the relationship go or if you're going to continue with the relationship. Well, you already said that you wanted a loving, supportive relationship where you felt like you were secure in the relationship. Then you want to look at the actions of the person. If they are starting to meet those actions and really take the steps necessary to lay down that framework and ability to make you feel secure in the relationship, or if they're not. Maybe they're moving too fast. Maybe they're not showing you that ability to build a relationship. So you want to look at the actions of the person and also tune into what it is that you want and figure out whether you need to make a decision of moving forward with the person or not. So it comes up to whatever opportunities are coming up for you and really tuning into how you're feeling about the situation and whether that person is matching what it is that you're looking for. And maybe you need to communicate with that person about what it is that you're looking for. Or maybe you just need time to see whether they match that or not. So in all things that you're doing, in order to trust your decisions, it takes time. It takes time to let things unfold. It takes time to grow closer to somebody. It takes time to understand someone and where they're coming from. And it just takes time for things to develop. You may not know right away. And maybe sometimes you do, in the first meeting. And then there's the decision that you need to make to continue to move forward with the person or not. It's a matter of you allowing yourself the time and space that you need to let things unfold, to notice your reactions, and to really get into yourself and become curious about your reactions. Because there's a lot of information there that can help you with your decisions, but also in your approach to the person. So for instance, if you were talking to someone and you have a reaction that is negative within you, maybe they make you feel like less than worthy, or they pull on your core belief, you feel unloved, or you feel unworthy, you feel unheard, whatever it is that your core belief is, you're feeling it in that moment. You want to ask yourself, why are you feeling that? Where does this come from? Because chances are that person is not meaning to do that, but there might be some reaction that you're having towards that person that is causing you to feel that way that you really need to look at to determine what it is, where it's coming from, and why it's coming up for you. Because usually there's a different approach that you need to take in the situation, and it's one that supports your energy, but also will support the other person in making sure that you have very clear communication with each other and that you're seeing each other from where you're at and not how you expect them to be or want them to be or fantasize about them being. But you really meet them where you're at and where they're at. And when you come from the in the now position and you have no expectations, there's really no decision to make in that time, but just to enjoy the time together and to let things be and let things develop as you go along, and let your decisions come when you need them to come, when you need to make a decision. When you're coming from this energy, this place of state of being in the now, you'll know which decision to make and you'll trust yourself. And instead of planning and scheming and trying to get your way or manipulate things or control things, you'll just know what decision to make. Because that's really where you feeling like your decision from the past really hurt you because it didn't live up to your expectations. You failed in your expectations and the outcome that you wanted to achieve with that person. But truly, you wanted the outcome, but the person that you chose didn't want the same outcome as you. So they weren't really putting into the relationship a commitment or the same expectations that you were. They were looking out for themselves and their expectations, but there wasn't any communication on what you both expected of each other. Likely you assumed that person wanted the same thing as you. You have to be clear and communicate what it is that you want and are looking for. And as you go, and then listen to the other person, see what they're looking for. And as you go, look at their actions to see if they match your expectation or what it is that you want. And if you have no expectations and you're just in the moment and enjoying the other person's company, it becomes so much easier to just let things be and let things develop. And then if that person doesn't match what it is that you want, then it's okay. And there's no drama. It just simply is. And you can communicate to that person. And if that person does match what it is that you want and you're looking for, then you'll both know. You'll just communicate what it is and when to take it to the next level. There's not really any rush to make a decision. And if you do make a decision, just know that perhaps there's something to learn from this decision. If you don't feel 100% about your decisions, I definitely recommend to wait until you have that communication and ability to feel very grounded, very sure of your decision and that you're matching your partner and you're both on the same page. Because otherwise you'll be compromising some part of you that is saying it's not ready, or is saying, what about this? I need more information about this here. What's going on around this area? Maybe there's some things that you need to communicate with the other person about in order to understand them better before you make a decision. If there's so many unknowns that you don't know about and you don't feel 100% on the decision, then there's more communication in that to take place in the relationship. So really look at that. In any decision that you have, you may not know that something's going to work out or not. Maybe you do have a knowing that something's going to work out, but really look at that decision and decide whether or not it is one you need to make right now or one that you feel like you need more information about. And what information is it that you feel like you need? What information is it that will make you feel more comfortable and grounded in your decision? And you want to always try to come from that place. Some decisions you might make you just feel like you know that it's the right decision. And it might be just a quick jump. You don't have much information. You know that you'll make it through and you'll be resilient in whatever obstacles or challenges are coming up. And that's fine. I'm sure you've made some decisions like that before and you did great. And for other decisions, there just may be that period of trust that you build over time in order to make a decision. But just know that whatever it is, whatever the decision is that you're making, you'll get there and it'll be okay. You'll want to cultivate the feeling of confidence in yourself and trust in the universe. And as you put out there what it is that you expect in your relationships, in your career, in your business, whatever it is that you are wanting to have, you'll start to expect that come into your life to where you're not looking for that cheater or that person who doesn't cheat. You're looking for the person who is supportive and who makes you feel secure in the relationship, or you're looking for whatever it is in job that you're looking for. You're looking for the job that will help you feel creative and supported in your job and important. That's what you're looking for. So put your focus there and you'll start to trust yourself in seeing that come into your life and seeing that unfold. And then you'll trust more. You'll trust other people and you'll trust yourself with what you're seeing. And if there's ever any doubt, communicate and get your questions answered and take time to make decisions. Take time to be sure that you're 100% and heal from the past. Heal from any past wounds that come up for you that keep you from seeing that in another person or in the job or whatever it is that you're looking for. And as you heal, it's like those layers of blindness that kept you seeing that repeating in your life will start to fall away, and you'll start to feel more comfortable and trusting. So for your homework this week, identify what story or what thing it is that you keep saying that's on a lower energy level that you really want, whether it's in relationship, in business, in job, in whatever it is that you are wanting that is a negative. Change it to its opposite, a positive at its highest vibration. And start to say that to yourself and to others that you're talking to about it, that higher vibration. Like, I want a supportive partner who makes me feel secure in the relationship, who is communicative and makes me feel good about our relationship. Start putting that out there and saying that. And then notice how your energy shifts and what starts coming to you from outside of you, from the universe, bringing people to you and opportunities. And start leaning into that, because that's what you want more of. And if you have any fear around this and trusting and really getting into this energy of feeling like you can start to trust yourself and your decisions and in the universe, I want you to go to my site at www.gabbyconde.com. That's GABBYCONDE.com. And sign up for the 8 ways to go from fear to flow. And that'll help you to balance your energy better to where you feel more grounded and able to see possibilities and not come from a state of fear. And while you're on the site, if you want to fill out the contact form and tell me what you think of this episode and how you're going to do your homework for the next week, how you're going to do your homework for the next week and how that's going for you, you're certainly welcome to do so.